Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Logical Heroes. I'm Mitch, aka Bacchus.
I'm Trevor.
Today, we got our second discussion. As you can see from the title, it is going to be our thoughts on anime thus far that we've... how long have we been watching this for? Since what?
I don't fucking know.
March?
but
February? Something like that?
It's been life-saving.
Yeah.
It sounds dramatic, but just from like what been coming out these past few years, and
Yeah,
so it's a nice change.
Oh, 100%. So we're going to get into all this stuff. We'll talk about the shows that we've watched so far and what we kind of think about them. But before we do, if you want to drop a like and subscribe down below, it'd be greatly appreciated. We're going to be doing discussions we're going to be trying to do it for Friday. Sometimes we hit Saturday just because of work schedules and stuff like that. We also got Discord, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon links. If you want to support us on Patreon, you got it down in the links below. You guys get the episodes and reactions that you would on YouTube, just unedited, and you get them a couple days before you would on YouTube. So today we have a lot. Also, before I get started as well, I'm sorry about the whole, I can just tell by the way I look at my webcam, I've moved everything. Maybe if you see behind me, it's not as fucking disastrous as it was before.
People hate change, Mitchell.
Yeah,
what
I know.
are you doing?
That's what I mean. And it's like, I'm looking at, I could see like half of my face has like light and the other doesn't. And I'm just like, fuck. So I got a little things to fix on that. So I'll get it for the next maybe video that we do. But yeah, we got a bunch of stuff we're going to talk today, but the big one that we're going to do is our thoughts so far on these shows and stuff that we've watched, that you guys have seen us watch. Do we have any from the old channel on Scross?
We started Attack on Titan. We do get a few comments where they're like, where are your previous episodes?
Yeah.
If you do want to check out when we, like from the started Attack on Titan, go to Scross Entertainment, but we're on this channel now, so everything else is here. I don't think we started...
We never finished anything on that channel, did we?
No, I don't think so.
That's what I mean. So all the stuff you guys know we're about to talk to is we already have the reactions all on the channel for you guys to go and see and stuff like that. But really, in essence, we started off, I want to say March and February and stuff like that. And I find this really funny because how like kind of iffy we were about doing anime.
I know, right?
That was the thing. Like you brought up, you were the one that did it. You were the one that came to us and said, let's try out anime. That's a big thing for reaction channels and the people that are doing it. I can honestly say I was one of the ones that said, I don't think I want to do that. I can honestly say that I was the one that didn't want to see anime, and you were the one that brought it up. Mm-hmm. I think the reason why I didn't want to do it was I didn't think I could connect to any cartoon or animated character.
See, that's how I felt with just like a different language. Like, yeah. I used to be that guy that's like, too. Oh, it's not English? No thanks. No thanks. No, oh, like even when people were like, Parasite's amazing, you gotta watch it. My stupid head was like, it's not in English, it's a different culture, I'm not gonna connect with them even if it's a good story. But then like I started watching like other like trying things in anime, and then I tried out Parasite and all these other like Korean movies, and I gotta say, it's some killer shit. Like they know how to write stuff. They really know how to get shit gory, and like really, I love the dark stories. But yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
It's really, to me, it was more or less like when we did AOT, obviously when we first started, the beginning of watching that show, I could see in myself that I wasn't giving it a chance yet. First couple episodes, I was just still like, it was cool. It's like, cool, I get to watch a bunch of people get eaten by a bunch of titans, right? It's like, that's pretty cool to watch just that. But I still wasn't believing that I was going to get connected in any way to any AOT characters. I didn't think the story was going to go. I'm like, if this is a story about titans eating people, this is not going to last for me at all. Which obviously through the 4 seasons that we've watched, it's not even, season 3 they barely had any titans in it. Like this was the thing. And it's that good where you're able to transition from something that you've been seeing for 2 seasons, and that's really what it's all been about. And then they're able to twist it and somehow make it more of like like about the government and everything like that and the two sides, and you make it
And
work, and you make it work so fucking good that it literally in season 4 when they intertwine both, like the story writing for anime is insane. And I know they have things to go off of, like manga and stuff like that. You have the
yeah,
manga that came up first, and obviously like that. But the way that they're able to, they stay true, right?
that's what I mean. They actually listen to the good writing. They're not like, oh, all the shit you guys loved and like are fans of, we're gonna change it up a bit and give it our own little twist. No, they're fucking like staying truthful, and that's something like Marvel and like even DC and stuff, and these new like and all these Disney fucking movies and shit. They do kind of do their own little twist and own little like not everything's woke, but there's a lot of wokeness and different agendas where anime literally is just like, hey, we write what we want because these are fucking bomb ass stories. But like you're saying, it's like anime specializes in character development and storytelling
Yeah.
because it's so you really feel that change. Like you're saying, you weren't connected at the start, but as things going, we're like fucking Aaron, I don't care.
Yeah.
You can kill kids, animals, I don't care. I'm on your side, bro. Like the fact that a show can make me side with a fucking villain, you know what I like a villain
But
technically.
is he a
It's like
villain? It's just like that's
that's
how
what I
good the
mean.
writing is.
Like everyone's arguing online because everyone's got their own different opinions because this character development's so good, and you can see things from different views where everything today in live action and superhero stuff, it's like the same old, you know what's gonna happen. They're gonna lose a fight at the start, then they're gonna get better and then win the fight at the end, and like no one ever really dies and there's no like consequences. That's what I love about anime is like every episode there's a risk, there's development, there's and even when it is like a dead kind of like okay, we need time to like pause and give time for the story, there's still all this shit going on that's interesting,
Yeah.
and side character, even the side characters have great character development and little backstories where like everything else we're seeing these days, every character's the same, everyone's so like like, oh, I'm gonna give a little joke, no one's got personality, where anime I can literally be like, oh, this character's awesome, this character's cool for this, like there's just so much to love. That's how I feel.
The one thing is like the big one that you said there was development. Now, this is the thing is that now writing a days for just like regular TV and stuff like that. A lot of the development starts right off at the beginning, and then usually the story is tracked. Like I can't remember a movie or a TV show other than the House of Dragon, right?
Yeah.
That was good, and it also comes from a source as well. The books have already been written, and it's like, but take away that and stuff. This year has been utter trash for fucking TV and movies. It really has. If
Yeah.
anything, I would say like on average, I would say movies and TV shows that I've watched this year, not rewatched, but that have come out, I'm looking maybe at a 4 or a 5 out of 10 each time, or even less. I'll get that one. Like I liked Werewolf by Night by Disney did
Ooh,
for
yeah, that
Marvel.
was really good.
That was good. I thought that was their best project in my opinion. But the thing is like with anime, they're so good at writing, and the thing is when they're doing this writing, they're not thinking about putting in things that'll appease certain people, right?
Hmm.
All they give a shit is about the story that they're trying to write. And they have the story planned. Everything that they're doing is going off of what they already have. And that, I honestly think the reason why anime has been so big for us this year is, for one, we're doing it for YouTube, obviously, for fuck's sakes. But it's
Hmm.
like the way that they're doing it is they have like a system. Yeah, man. Like that's another thing too. Is like Trevor and I haven't gotten to that point yet, but it got Trevor into
Yeah.
manga now. Like it's just
Yeah, I have so many now.
that's the thing is like now like the shows that we watch, Trevor gets the manga for and stuff like that, and it just goes to show. Like guess what we did back 10 years ago? Not even. We went and saw Marvel and stuff like that. We went and bought the
Hmm.
comics for it, and then all of a
Comics,
sudden
yeah.
he starts going downhill. We no longer buy that. We start
We
doing
would
it.
literally, we would make theories. Like we would, every trailer that came out, we'd watch it right away, and we'd watch it like a bunch of
We were
times, and we'd talk
obsessed,
to each
man.
other. Like, are they gonna do this part from the comics? Do you think they're gonna bring in this villain, this hero, or are they gonna do the scene when they so and so does this? But now it's just like we don't care, and it's not that we have superhero fatigue. Like I could love. That's why I'm loving anime. There's so much like superhero like powers,
Yeah.
like badass shit. That's why I love anime so much. But like I'm not tired of that. But superhero shit has just gotten like Marvel and all that repetitive, and the stories don't go anywhere, and the characters just the same. And now we're switching over to getting rid of all the guy characters for some. I don't understand why we can't have a mixture of like
You knew it was
male and
coming.
female. But now they're like is if you literally look down the list, there's like barely any guys and it's all females, which I'd be okay with if the females were all badasses and well-written characters. But there's like honestly, I'm gonna say zero. There's potential for some, but there's none that are interesting and that can hold up a universe that's been built on and now is now huge. You know what I mean?
Well, holding is a different thing, right? That's the Wanda. Yeah, she's actually pretty great at holding a story. But I understand what you're trying to say there, where it's like if you were to take one character and pull them out and plop them in a movie, would they be able to hold that movie?
Yeah.
Wanda. That's the
It's
only one that I can go with.
and like, do people care enough?
Yeah.
And I feel like you're starting to see that. No,
Look
we
at the
want
numbers.
we want well-written things. We don't want. It's just like I hate saying the woke stuff because not everything's woke. But you see the mixture. You'll see like everything just seems like it's cut up. Like, okay, oh, this was a pretty like well-written scene and serious and the tone was good. And then it's just a switch up like, let's make a little joke. And it's like, wait, you're not a character that does that. Normally it's like a Spider-Man or Iron Man because he's so smart and insecure and an alcoholic, so he uses humor to like, you know,
Yeah.
to make things less like awkward for him. But then we got every character making these jokes when like a character just potentially died and it doesn't work. It
Well,
doesn't
you could
work at
say the
all.
same things about like well, not say the same things, but the way that they write stuff because everything is also owned by fucking Disney, right? Or most.
Yeah.
And the problem with this is that they all have this like way of writing and it's just not working obviously. Because the one thing that I was really upset about and I'm still nervous that Mandalorian is going to tank or turn into this is because
Please
like
no.
they have a certain way of writing. And I'm going to bring this back into anime, but even Star Wars and stuff, like, they all have the same, it's almost like an algorithm, the way that they do it, where they have, like, we're going to do this. I'm not a fan of the sequel series. I liked the first one. I thought the episode 9 was okay. Episode 8, I almost walked out on. It's everything is just not working. And also, we're going to be doing an Indiana Jones reaction in our discussion today because that's another movie that's being done by Lucasfilms, and I am so nervous. I think it came out Thursday, so I
Yeah.
haven't watched it yet because I was saving it for this. I am a massive Indiana Jones fan, and I have this funny feeling this is gonna piss me right the fuck off.
And I'm not, by the way.
Yeah,
I've seen like clips on YouTube. It's like one of those movies I've just never really
Indiana Jones.
got to.
No, do you know? I'll get into it after. I'll get because I have so much to say about Indiana Jones, and I'm just ready to get angry. But anyways, we'll right back into the anime and stuff like that. But really, in essence, what we're trying to say is like the writing, like it, especially just like anime. I haven't read any manga, so I can't really talk upon how good that is. But
Yeah.
with the anime, the writing, the action, the like, and the one thing that I never thought was gonna happen, how I feel for almost every fucking character now.
Right?
That's the thing that
I'm like,
that's the
oh
one
my
thing that I
God.
thought was gonna turn me off was the fact that I'm not gonna be able to connect to a character because it's animated. Wrong. Okay?
It
Fucking wrong.
it used to be Iron Man, Captain America, fucking all these like superheroes in my head that I would think of, and now it's like, oh, Denji, Tanjiro, Eren, like all these Nesco, like all these characters in my head that I'm thinking of. It just kind of took over anime, and we keep talking about how the story and the writing and all that's so good, but let's just the animation to
That
just
too is
look at
fucking crazy. In some
to just watch these
animes,
shows. Yeah, it's crazy.
because like even like I'm telling you, when we were watching Demon Slayer, the first season it was really good animation and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm really impressed. And then season 2 came.
Yeah.
That was a level that I didn't think we'd be able to get to and it was, I don't even still know how to explain it. I still don't know what can top it. And Chainsaw Man 2 right now, their animation is fucking clean, and once it wants to get crazy, it really does.
Such a cool show, by the way.
Yes, last episode, you guys can go watch it, season 1, episode 8. That was amazing. Like, that easily was my favorite episode. By far, my favorite episode.
Watch that. Watch our reaction, and that just shows you how anime can really make you feel things. Because me and Mitchell literally went from like, we're happy, this is fun vibes. Look, our characters are alive, kicking ass, and then it just went fucking downhill, and we're like worried for them and scared, and we're like depressed. We're like, what just happened? And I haven't felt that way for like just movies in general in a while. So the fact that anime is making it, and we're watching it in a different language, like that just shows the writing is amazing.
It is. And the thing is too, I never thought I would get so angry with anime too, where it's like I get angry at certain situations throughout the show and stuff like that. But I really do think that out of everything, like, so you have the animation, blah 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 blah, I think the writing is the biggest point here that we're trying to make. The writing for anime is on another level. I actually don't think they ever changed. I think that's why it does so well. Because obviously we haven't seen, there's some people that just watch anime, that's it. Right? And so we've heard a few things from them, because we've only seen how many shows? I'd say a dozen tops on this YouTube channel. Obviously there's some stuff I want to get to that I've watched off to the side and stuff like that. We've seen movies like Studio Ghibli. We still have to get into when we have time. We'll do more of his stuff. But I really think that anime just doesn't deter from what works, right? And I think, and what they'll do is they won't deter, but they'll do something a little different just to kind of test the waters, and somehow it works, right? So I think that's why the writing is so good in a lot of senses. Obviously, this is another thing too that you guys have to understand. We haven't seen a bad anime yet. That's one thing that we haven't hit yet.
To be fair, though, we did kind of start with the recommendations, and people are like, yo, you guys are kind of starting with the most, like, best anime
stuff, right? So
which
that's
I think
the
is
thing.
good, because that got us, like, into it, and, like, we got an idea of it, and now we know we like it. And I feel like if we do see something that maybe isn't amazing, we still won't hate it. We'll like, oh, I really like this aspect of it.
I tried to get into one show off screen, and because I was like, there's no way we can do reactions for it, because I can't even finish it now. I tried out One Piece. I couldn't do it.
I started it too, because I'm like, there's no way we're ever gonna react to it, but it couldn't. It didn't hook me. I was watching because I don't know. It just felt really slow. I did like the main character. What's his name? Luffy. I don't attack me, One Piece fans. I'm sorry. But I started watching videos of like them explaining the world and all that, and then that I got into.
Yeah.
But like, there's way too many episodes, and I see stuff online where people say like, yeah, there's a lot of filler and like slow episodes. But when I watched like highlights of it, it seemed pretty interesting.
It does. Yeah, don't get me wrong.
There are some animes that we just won't, get hooked on.
And that's the thing too, right? So it's like that, and also you have to understand too. Looking at like One Piece is you're also just like at the bottom of a fucking like mountain, and it's like, oh, to finish you have like it's something.
That's another thing that's in your head, right? You're like, oh my god, I can't wait to see this character development. Oh wait, I gotta wait like this long.
Well, I'm not
That's
kidding.
what was nice. Demon Slayer was so nice because like we like killed that, and now we like, I don't know, we're caught up, and I feel like immersed into the story.
Let's see here. So it's September 27th. How long would it take to catch up to One Piece? Okay, how much would it take? As of 2012, actually, I'll show you guys what I'm seeing. As of 2012, there are 1,034 One Piece anime episodes. So this is September. There might be more, I don't know. Meaning it would take around roughly 413 hours, or at least 50 days straight to catch up and binge. 50 days of my life. I can't even play video games. I can't, like that, to me, that's a mountain. You know what I mean? I think that's another thing too, where it's like, this show has to be really fucking good for me to be able to catch up, and because it's still moving, it's still going.
You know what? I think it might be more enjoyable to read the books. I might try
Could be.
the books, and then maybe you don't have to like watch many of the fillers. I don't know.
How much fucking
Maybe
manga
the
would you have to buy? What kind of money
I
are you
don't know.
making?
Let us know in the comments. Do you think it's kind of shortened down, or is it just as long as the
I would
show
expect it to
is?
be fucking long. I'm just thinking to myself, how long would it take me to read? Because I don't know how long it takes you to read those, but it's like, how long would it take me to watch versus read? And how much brain
I
time
don't
would I
know.
need to have
It's
for
pretty
something like that?
difficult.
Because I'm pretty
There's a
fucking
lot
dumb
of
and lazy.
there's a lot of pictures, so like my brain is like, oh my god, this is difficult. I'm kidding. It's pretty easy. You can like it's not too bad,
Yeah.
but you do need to take breaks. I don't know, like, but they do fit quite a bit in a book, like 2 episodes or so or more.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, 100%. But like, it's there's no way I'm gonna get into that. Obviously, I'm hoping one day. And the other thing too is actually, yeah, I'll get into like what fuck. My brain just shut off. Two thoughts came in at one moment, and I'm just like,
Like,
where am I going with this? But there's like two things that I really wanted to talk about, which is basically, what is your favorite anime so far?
it's
And I just want to
it's
see you
easy.
get ripped in the comments, and I get ripped in the comments for what's better than what
Oh,
else.
it's easy for
Oh
me.
no no
And this what?
no, go ahead. I was just thinking. I was like, maybe I want to get a different one. Maybe I don't. Keep going. Keep going. We're gonna keep recording this.
Oh, can I say my favorite
Go
one?
ahead.
Okay, shut up. My fa Okay, by far my favorite, and I love all the animes we watch. Like they're all fucking hype, and I think they're great. But the one I like truly fell in love with when I realized like, ah shit, anime fucking got me. Like
By the balls,
they
yeah.
got me. I'll show you. Okay, ready? It's this fucking show. All right, Demon Slayer.
Demon
Okay,
Slayer.
Demon Slayer. Yeah,
No.
it dude, it makes me feel things that how I felt when I was like when I first got into superheroes and Marvel and how excited I was with the Marvel universe. That's how I feel with Demon Slayer. Every time me and Mitchell were about to watch a new episode, I literally felt like I was about to go see a new Marvel movie back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These characters are dope. The anime is dope. The story, just the backstory of everyone is I just think it's so well written. Um, the fighting is so unique.
The
Like
fighting is insane.
anime fighting is just on another level. It's shit you never would ever think of or expect in your head. Like I'm just thinking like ba 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 ba, but they're like teleport, teleport, ding ding ding, flip. You know, it's just like crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy madness, and the way they pull it off in the books and in the actual show is crazy. Like
Yeah.
good on to the drawers and the people that do that, because I'm kind of like mind blown. But yeah, Demon Slayer for sure. It's just there's so many characters that I can pick from where I'm like they're so interesting, and I'm a fan this episode and next episode I'm a fan of this character. But yeah, by far Demon Slayer top for me.
Favorite
It's hard to say
character.
what would be next.
Favorite character. Favorite character.
I'm gonna have to go with my boy
Yeah.
Tanjiro.
Okay.
He's literally like I thought Captain America was cool, but I feel like this is the most bad. Like he's first of all he's a kid. He lost his entire family in like the most gruesome way ever, but he's the most kindest soul ever. Like, and that they always like stuff that in your face. Like even in the movie where like the kid's trying to like I forget what it's called, but break their like inner soul or whatever. Tanjiro's like soul and place was like just like happiness and like everything was pretty, and that guy was gonna kill Tanjiro, but it was so peaceful that he changed his mind and was like, oh Tanjiro, I respect you. And Tanjiro literally got stabbed by someone and was like, I have to save him because if I have to make sure I don't die, because if I die that guy will be a murderer and I don't want that on his hands. Like who thinks of that shit? Like Tanjiro's the
Not
nicest
me.
guy ever, but he's the most badass dude. Like when shit gets down, he will fuck you up. But even when he kills these demons, he's like he feels bad for them. There's always this touching story, and he's like they were once human. And I love that mix of like badass guy, but he's the most sweetest soul ever. I don't
That's
know.
the
I just
thing
love that
too.
aspect.
That's the thing too, right? Like, so like I don't even have a favorite in that show. Like, I'm because everything just bounces off each other, right?
Which I would respect.
Yeah.
It's a hard show to have a favorite because there's so many great
Because
characters.
my fair, I'll get into mine. Because mine's like a two-piecer, right? Because or three technically. Because it's like I'm confused. The two I know, the one is coming up. I have a funny feeling it's gonna hit me at some point.
Oh, I know what you mean.
So like for right now, like obviously Demon Slayer is like a top one for me, but I think tied with that for me is Overlord, and I think there's different reasons why, right? Why I like Overlord and then I like Demon Slayer with the animation and stuff and the story of Demon Slayer. That's why it's up there. I fucking loved every single episode. Every arc is special in its own way. The character development is insane, and then all this stuff is like, I don't want to get too far into it because then we'll run out of time if I have to sit here and talk about this shit all the way through. But then Overlord for me, I think it's more of a personal thing where for one, it's so expansive. And like when the animation is way better in Demon Slayer, obviously. The fighting is way better in Demon Slayer, obviously. But the expansiveness in the story with Overlord, it's the one like anime that I've wanted to get manga for, just because I'm a giant fucking RPG fan, and I love everything to do with fantasy. And it's like this thing that they've built is so complex. It's like when you watch Game of Thrones for the first time and you want to like just end yourself because it's just like, how am I supposed to remember all this? That's the thing. And it's like Overlord is the same thing, and we're not even into the nitty gritty of shit. I've also watched videos and stuff where they say like the anime can't actually put everything in the manga, or sorry, the manga can't be put into the anime, right? So because there's so much, it's so rich with the amount of content that there is for it and the story and everything else, everything that's happening around the sides. They don't have time to put it into anime. So like that's why I wanted to get into their manga, because it's like, if it breaks my brain in anime, it's gonna break my brain in the manga too, right? So it's like there's so much.
What did I just read?
Full Metal Alchemist 2, it hasn't fully got me by the balls yet, but it really is. After we got into the Philosopher's Stone, I hope you kept that in from the last episode. I did. If you guys have that, I kept a little bit in Patreon.
I cut out when I got a stroke, but I left in when we're like, you'll see. It cuts off, and then it goes to like us laughing, and you're dying, and you kind of explain the situation.
It was like, if you guys are with our Patreon, you should go watch the Full Metal Alchemist episode, because it's like I watched Trevor finally break, and I can still laugh about it hard right now.
Like, I literally felt like I was in high school. Like, okay, Trevor, it's your turn to read, and I like fuck up an easy word like and I'm like D. And they're like, what the fuck? And they're laughing at me, and loser. That's how I felt. And Mitchell was laughing.
It's like one of those family movie shows. It's like one of those family movie shows where everyone starts pointing like loser. Yeah. And everyone's like surrounding.
Awesome powers. The dad, even the janitor's like, ah! I love that type of comedy.
Daddy wasn't there.
One more thing. Yeah. We haven't given enough love to Attack on Titan, because like that's what we started with. I think that it's a really great show.
Oh,
it's just
100%.
It's exhausting, but that's a show where you really learn like, okay, anime writing is kind of on a different level, because that show I didn't expect anything to come.
I think, in all honesty, in a writing sense, AOT is definitely above, I would say, everything else. Yeah,
because it really makes you think. It really makes you question. I haven't for Demon Slayer, I'm like, Tanjiro was my boy, day one to the end.
Yeah.
Where fucking Attack on Titan, it's like, I kept going back and forth the characters. I'm like, villain, you're the hero. You're an asshole. I respect you. Fuck Titans. Titans are evil. Oh, Titans aren't bad? Like, it's so confusing.
Yeah.
But, no spoilers, by the way. But it's like, it's just the writing and everything, and even the animation for the first time, seeing the way like they did things and how gory the fight scenes and stuff is really well done. It's just not my favorite, but it is up there for sure. Just don't want any of the Attack on Titan fans to be like, you guys didn't say shit. I loved it.
So I'm just gonna get into it, just because you kind of just edged our way into it. Who is the most toxic fan base so far?
Attack on Titan.
As soon as you start talking about this.
You guys are nuts. There's no like opinion. It's like They're saying like, "You're crazy. You're fine with genocide? You would do?" I'm like, "No, we're talking about an anime. Of course, in real life, I wouldn't. In real life, I'd be like, oh, that guy's a fucking psychopath." But in the show, when you see all the character development and you see their point of view, it's meant to fuck with you. It's literally how they write it. So I don't agree with the people that are like literally like saying
Well, you
one
have
way.
both sides, bro. You have both sides. So like one week you're gonna be right, right? So one episode, like, or one video, you are right, and then you have that one group that says no, you're not, and then the next week it's flipped, right? So
And they don't let it go when it if you miss any detail.
Okay,
they're
that's
gonna
also
let you know.
that's
And
also
they're gonna make
somewhat
you
our
feel
fault.
stupid.
That's also somewhat our fault. We smoke and we drink before we start some of those things. So a lot of the times when we would miss stuff, it was like, yeah, we definitely should have
Do you know
seen
how many
it.
shows we're watching? And we're watching a show where we have to read like subtitles, different language, and it's a show where constantly plot twists. Where like every sentence there's a little foreshadowing, like little hint of what's gonna happen, and if you miss that, like simple shit like we were missing like characters' names where like it says and we're like, who is that character? And it literally just told us, okay, our bad. But like certain things they'd be like, you didn't know it was this person or that. It's like you didn't recognize their voice. It's like, no, bro. Sometimes I don't even recognize my mom's voice. So much shit's going on. I'm like, who's that? I need to see a face, okay? But yeah, for sure, Attack on Titan, most toxic. I'd say honestly, Demon Slayer's been great. Everyone's been like pretty like
Yeah, I think so. I
for
think
the
so.
most part, except for I think one like there's like one episode, but like for the most part, everyone's been pretty chill.
No,
You know,
yeah, well, I also think it's just because they're so passionate about AOT, and AOT's been
that's
around
the
for
thing. That's
however
the thing.
long.
I get it, but at a certain point, you gotta be like, okay, it is like opinions
They
and
kept us
like
in
people.
line,
Yeah,
right? So I had to ask. I'm like, that's. And I don't even have it written down. I was just like, that's playing in my brain. I'm like, what?
I'm pretty sure you can Google it and it says, yeah, Attack on Titan.
Oh, I want to
But
see
just
this.
anime in general. But now it's like even Marvel's like
Most
that.
toxic fan.
Actually, no. Okay, Marvel's not. I wouldn't say toxic.
Yes, they are. Most
Okay,
toxic fandom.
no, because woke people will say people like us are toxic because we hate everything that's coming out now. But we're just like being honest about our taste and
Well, because
things
you
have.
can't shit on my plate and say it's pizza. So it's like,
But they'll use that as an excuse, like, oh, they're just toxic, fucking sexist people that never touched a girl before. That's why they don't like the Marvel. It's like, no, I just, I know what I like, and I'm allowed to have an opinion.
so apparently Dragon Ball has the most toxic fan group. Naruto, which
Really?
we haven't gotten to yet.
What the fuck are you guys arguing about? Like, like what are you guys
Apparently they're
arguing
bad.
about?
Naruto's bad. My Hero Academia, apparently.
Really?
We
I
haven't had
haven't
any
that vibe
problems.
at all. No.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, apparently another one. Attack on Titan says, oh, never mind, hold on. They say, okay, so more of it's theory for Dragon Ball. And then it's like they're talking about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which I actually want to get into at some point. Apparently it's just so fucking... I was listening to, what the hell's that podcast called?
Why?
Trash Taste. They say it's really good.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Attack on Titan though, it's just because it's literally so political, but in the most interesting way ever. Like not like real politics. You know what I mean? Like fucking Titans killing people and powers and shit. So that's why it's so diverse, I think. Like people are literally like, this is my side, this is my side. I have to choose. Fuck the other side.
Yeah.
We go to war. When like it doesn't have to be like that because we're not in their situation where they're fighting for their lives. We're watching a show and we're living a comfy life and we're just enjoying this like story. So that's where I'm like, I don't get the people that are like, fuck you, genocide, you freaks. You guys are like Nazis. It's like, whoa. I'm just watching the show. I didn't write this shit. I'm just enjoying it, you know?
Do you see what's up on here?
Yeah. The worst fan base ever.
Hey,
I
look how
agree.
fuck this is. I never heard of this thing. If you ever feel stupid, just remember that AOT fans bullied and sent death threats to the Japanese sub voice actress for death of
Oh my god, I hated Gabby, but I don't give a shit about the fucking voice actress. What the fuck? You people are crazy.
That's horrible.
That's even worse. Like, I slightly get the people that like would do that shit to Joffrey because that guy played
Yeah,
it so well
okay,
and he
yeah.
physically acts, but at the same time, you have to realize they're actors. They're completely different in real life. That's crazy. She's a voice actor. You people are fucked.
Oh
Poor
my god.
lady. I hope she's okay. Because you do amazing. Hey, if you're listening, I doubt you are, and you don't speak my language probably. But you killed it. I hated the character at the start, but that development and the way you played her, good shit.
It literally took me to like I think like what was it, the second last episode for me to be like,
Yeah, but
okay,
not once
Gabby,
was I was
okay.
like, I'm gonna kill this voice actor.
The
Fucking
spoiler
weirdos.
gang. Oh fuck, that's hilarious. There's literally a superiority complex for One Piece, and it's just like it's so known because I listen to like that Trash Taste podcast. I'm actually getting really into, and they talk about it all the time. Where it's like they talk about like the fan base and stuff like that, like what they're like, and it's really funny
Yeah.
because they all do have this thing where it's like they have like a. It's not like this is the worst. No, this is the worst. Like they literally have personalities. Like these fan bases have personalities that go with the TV show, and it's I just find that fucking funny as hell.
You even have the group of people that read all the books and they know everything that happens and they love just being like, you idiots, you don't understand what's gonna
Yeah.
happen to this character. You're so wrong. It's like, cool, dude. Can you relax and let us figure it out on our own? Like, cool. You skipped ahead of the line. Don't ruin it for everyone else. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I don't get that.
There's
But there are like really good people that are like, oh no, the books are amazing. Yeah, yeah, this episode's really good. I'm glad you enjoyed it because in the books it was like those people are cool. But yeah, there are a lot of like toxic, and at points I'm sure we were toxic. I'm like, fuck you, Gabby, you suck. But like it's just
I still
because
don't care that I did that. I'm like I did
but it's
not like
literally
her.
just because the writing's so well done that the emotions get high.
Oh,
And that's
100%.
why.
That's fucking insane though that they fucking mess. What?
Yeah, what the hell?
What?
I bet she's the sweetest
That's
person
so.
ever.
I know. That's the thing. I bet she's like the nicest person in the world, and it's just like, why? All I did was speak into a microphone. Like that's all I did.
I really wanted to try Gabby because I'm tired of playing like really lovable characters. So I thought
Yeah.
I'd go out of my comfort
Holy
zone.
shit.
It's like, oh, never doing that again. Okay.
That's fucking horrid. I don't even know what to say to that, but like,
Yeah,
I can
that's
see it. I could see
get
that
it.
happening. Yeah.
Yep.
It makes sense to me why like if someone were to tell me like in the street like yeah this happened like we just watched there I'd be like even now I'm just like yeah I could see their fan
You
base
want me
doing
to
that.
be surprised?
Dude, I don't know. But yeah, so like we've gone through like a bunch of shows. Obviously, another thing too is I want people to actually throw down in the comments bad anime. Something
Yeah.
that we can look at as good and bad, right? Because if we just keep watching bad, we're going to be like, oh, this one was shit, even though it was like an 8 out of 10, right? Or a 7 out of 10. And it's like, nah, that's not even close to the lowest. I want to see the lowest of the low. I want to see, and I don't want some fucking video of some guy in a basement making an anime, and that's the one that's bad. I want to see an actual, like, developed anime that a company has made and put out on TV. And I want to see, like, what a bad anime is, like, something that I am not going to like, or as a general whole, like, as people just do not like it, it got bad ratings. Throw it down in the comments, because I really want to see a transition from what we watch to what people think is bad. And the other thing too is well, go ahead.
One last thing, Hero Academia is really good as well, but we're still at the start. But this is becoming like the new Marvel for me. That's how I feel.
It's a different thing too, right? Because it is a good anime. Don't get me wrong, I really like the show, but I think because of the questions that I've asked and the topics that we're talking about, I don't think that it defeats Demon Slayer. I don't think that it defeats AOT, but it is a great show in itself.
I think when it comes to this one, it's really like what you're into.
Yeah.
And if you're a superhero fan and you love heroes and you grew up with comics, I feel like you're gonna love this book no matter what. It might not be your favorite, but superhero wise, it literally feels like modern day X-Men. I read that somewhere, and I totally agree.
No, 100%.
But yeah, sorry.
No, it's okay. That's the thing is like we are going to have like anime that are really good, but they're not better than the best, right? That's just the thing. It's just we love MHA, but it's just like you just didn't get to the level of that. It doesn't mean you're bad. It just means you're not as good as that. But anyways, there's only a few things I want to talk about left, and it was just funny because I was gonna give this a try because it could have been someone in our Discord that said it a long time ago. I can't remember off the top of my head who said it. Do you know what? I don't even know if I'm pronouncing this right. Ichi or Echi?
Yeah, Mitchie. I don't know. What do you say?
Ichi? Ichi. So like E's. Bro.
No, I don't know what the fuck that is.
So I finally gave this a shot, okay? Not my thing. So I gotta pull up. I can't even pull up. I can't show it below us. What I was watching. Bro.
Was this a kink? What's going on?
Oh, no. It's just like, I'll get you to watch it after, because for me, I was like, it can't be that bad. And I'm just like, this is basically porn, but not all at the same time.
Oh, okay.
So I watched this thing. I searched up like the best Ichi, Echi. I don't know how to fucking pronounce it. And I watched, the first thing that came up was High School DXD. I don't know if that's supposed to be D times D. Okay. So, yeah, okay. Just, it gets crazier, okay? So, like, in the show, it's literally these kids, like, these 3 kids that they start off with, it's super bad. It's literally super bad. Like, the way they act. Because it's, like the only thing they want to do is just shove it into something. That's all they think about. Like, the first, I think, 5 minutes, they're, like, looking into, like, a girl's, like, locker room and shit. And I'm like, oh, that's really pervert. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh, they show it. Like, they show everything. And the funny thing is, in this show, too, is who the main characters are going to be for the women by the size of their boobs.
The bigger they are, the bigger
they are, the more prominent they will be in the show. I started noticing that because I'm like, okay, like normal boobs. And all of a sudden it's like this chick walking down the hallway with like tits out to here. And I'm just like, she's definitely going to be one of the main characters. She has to be. And of course she has...
The animator is getting talked to like the writer, like, excuse me, you know that's the main character, right? And he's like, yeah. Draw the tits bigger. Are you stupid?
Dude.
Like, it's like, okay.
But I'm not talking like, oh, like a little like, no, I'm talking like, you couldn't even move around, okay, in this. Nice. It was funny as fuck.
Realistic.
But that's what it was. I'm just like, I gotta see this out because someone talked about it or spoke about it in our chat a long time ago, and I actually had it in my notes when I was doing the preparing for last week's discussion. I was like, I'm gonna try this out. Not my thing. I think that it is, and it's interesting too because it has a story. Okay, so you think, oh, it's
I feel like I'd be too distracted.
Oh, it's very distracting. Don't get me wrong.
I want to shove my Peter into that. You know what I mean? Like,
that's the thing, though. In this thing that like I was watching, it's like they started off with like, oh, it's literally just about sex and boobs. That's all it was, and then all of a sudden it's like there's a story where I think she's a demon, and like there's an angel coming
Riverdale.
Out. Dude, it was like the crazy. I'm like. All of a sudden, we're in this, like, huge thing. He gets the main character... spoilers, by the way, if anyone wants to watch this show. But, like, the main character gets, like, stabbed and then revived from her. And now he basically is now her
sex
bitch.
Slave,
yeah, like, it's very weird. And I was like, really, in essence, like, when you think about it, I thought I was going to be watching, like, it's just going to be tits. Like, from the start, like...
High School DXD. Okay. Just for later homework?
Yeah, there you go. Some later homework. But no, it's like I'm trying to get into all the categories. This is not a category I think I'm going to keep on going with. I don't think... I watched 1.5 episodes and I'm like, this is just not for me kind of thing. Because the thing is, to me, I just look at it. If I want to watch porn, I'll watch porn. If I want to watch a story, I'll watch something else. You know what I mean? It's like in the middle and it's like, not for me. But I can understand why there is an appeal or there's an appeal to watch this kind of stuff.
Oh, there is an appeal. People fucking love shit like this.
Yeah, so it's just like, it's not my thing. But I also wanted just to finish off this like anime talk with basically saying, throw us more shows and stuff like that. Join our Discord, come and talk to us. Throw it down in the comments. We want to know all the stuffs that we want to see and everything like that, because in all honesty, we're definitely trying to dabble in everything. Like, now we're into fantasy, we're into superheroes, we're into all this stuff, but there's other things. I want to get into like dramas and shit. I want to get into things that are like detective stuff. right? I want to get into all these things. And I think it'd be good to have like a very diverse shelf of things that we can watch. And especially even if we don't do reactions to it, we'd love to hear what you guys have to say down below so we can get into more anime, so we can have bigger and better discussions about the stuff that we watch. And we also have things that we can talk about off screen and everything like that too. We want this to become more than just a thing where we jump on a computer and do a couple hours a week, right? That's the thing.
Yeah.
So, you have any last words for anything anime, any topics you want to talk about or anything like that? We're pretty much finished up here on my end.
No, just that. Thanks for trapping me and making me spend more money on things with a new hobby, anime.
Yeah, and
that's all I gotta say.
Thanks for letting us get like a fetish with animated characters now. So that's great. Never thought I'd get there, but now I'm here.
Thanks for making all the characters young as fuck with the biggest racks ever, because that's not confusing. But yeah, the writing's amazing. The action's great. The big tits a little confusing, but honestly, they sexualize the same thing in
Stop sexualizing the kids because we get in trouble. That's the problem. It's because we don't know the age.
I know.
That's the thing.
They'll tell us the age like after sexualizing them for like a while, and I say the dirtiest shit, and they're like, "Yeah, this character is 14." I'm like, "Okay, arrest me." Like I said too much. Like, well,
that's the thing.
My bad.
Because the thing is, though, is you can make these characters look like they're 20, right? That's the problem. Is like they look like they could be older.
It's so hard to tell.
That's the thing, and it's like you don't realize. So like that's one I think anime has where I get a little frustrated, and that's why you'll see us sometimes coming like out of like a cut and we're laughing. Is because
we just had huge titties in our face,
and it's like you can't say anything, right? And then you learn after.
That's like you know how Marvel always does like little like jokes like constantly?
Yeah.
That's like their version, like it's all seriousness, and then you'll just see like a big set of tits, and it'll take you up for a second because you're like, oh, those are nice, and you're like, wait, someone just died. You know what I mean?
Fuck. So yeah, we came out with a con. There we go. We came out with a con.
That's the one con.
There you go.
Kind of a positive, but a con. Like it's confusing. Okay.
All right, guys. We're gonna finish up the rest here. We got a bunch of stuff we still got to talk about. We got to talk about Mario. We got to talk about Indiana Jones. We got to talk about what else do we got on our list for today? Mario, Indiana Jones, and we're gonna talk about Guardians of the Galaxies in our Patreon segment. So the rest of this video will be in Patreon. You can go join us there. This is what we're going to be trying to do every week, is we'll do around an hour and a bit for you guys on YouTube, and then the rest we'll finish over on Patreon we're hoping we'll get about 30-40 minutes out of the next talk. But yeah, so we'll see you guys over on Patreon. Thank you for everyone that came to watch this today, and until next time, guys.
See you
later.